Housing development progress, number one and the best. Housing development progress, number one. Number one. Housing development progress, number one and the best. Housing development progress, number one. Housing development progress in Nigeria. Housing development progress in Africa. Housing development program and the globe. Number one, housing development program.
Glad to have you join me on another informative episode of Housing Development. As always, I am Flora Ani, your housing diva. Achieving low-cost housing in Nigeria that low-income earners can afford is one issue we can't stop talking about on this program. First, let's see the news making rounds in the sector. I will be back shortly.
As measures to improve the welfare of civil servants and teachers in Ekiti State, the head of service, Sunday Komolafe, on Monday, announced that the state government had released a total of 352.3 million naira as car and housing loans in 2023. A significant number of beneficiaries, comprising 321 civil servants and teachers, accessed these loans. During a press conference in Ado-Ekiti, for the 2023 Civil Service Week, Komolafe praised Governor Biodun Oyebanji's administration for prioritizing the welfare of the state's civil servants. He emphasized the pivotal role of the civil service in implementing government policies, noting that the success of any administration is closely tied to the quality of its civil service. He highlighted Governor Oyebanji's deliberate efforts to strengthen the civil service, including transparent and merit-based appointments of 15 new permanent secretaries. Infrastructure Credit Guarantee Institution, InfraCredit, has provided a guarantee of 3 billion naira in initial debt financing within a 12.5 billion naira debt program for Modern Shelter Systems and Services Limited. The funding supports the development of 370 affordable housing units in the country. This was disclosed by IFC's Green Building Standard, EDGE, in Nasarawa Technology Village under a co-financing structure with the Shelter Africa Development Bank, even as this project aims to develop up to 1,200 EDGE-certified housing units in Nasarawa State. This transaction is the first housing project to be executed under the InfraCredit's Affordable Housing Funding Program. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Development has listed its priority projects for 2024, including the construction of 20,000 housing units to provide affordable shelter and reduce the housing deficit bedeviling Nigeria. According to a statement by the Director of Information, Badamasi Haiba, stated the minister in charge of the ministry, Architect Ahmed Dangiwa, gave the hint when he appeared before the Joint Committee of the Senate and House of Representatives on housing, lands, urban and regional development, and habitats. During his presentation at the Budget Defense, Dangiwa listed other important projects as the completion of the construction of national housing programs in 35 states of the Federation, the completion of ongoing construction of federal secretariats in 11 states of the Federation, which are at various construction stages.
Housing, finance, and construction news, do well to visit www.africanhousingnews.com. The most anticipated, prestigious Africa Housing Awards has come and gone, but the impact it created and a memory will linger on for a long time in the minds of so many as winners emerge in different award categories. Now let's take it one step at a time. starting with the individual categories.
The year comes to an end, the organizers of the African Housing Awards left no stone unturned as they recognized outstanding individuals at the 5th edition of the African Housing Awards Industry End of Year Dinner 2023, which took place at the International Conference Center, Abuja. These individuals have done exceedingly well in the year 2023, and the reward for their hard work cannot be overemphasized. This recognition is in line with the tremendous hard work, dedication and contributions to the housing sector. Celebrating these committed, resilient and dedicated individuals in the housing industry, major key players in the housing sector, stakeholders in the housing and mortgage sector, presidents of professional bodies in the construction industry, former ministers, members of the National Assembly, advocates, business tycoons in Nigeria and Africa, including inductees of Affordable Housing Hall of Fame, came together to celebrate and witness the event. Giving his goodwill message for the day, the Minister for Housing and Urban Development, Architect Ahmed Musa Dengiwa, who was duly represented by the Chief of Staff to the Honorable Minister, Alhaji Shehu Usman Osidi, took a special moment to commend and thank the host and organizer of the African Housing Awards, Barrister Festus Adebayo, for his patriotism, passion and contribution to making sure that stakeholders across the entire housing value chain are monitored and held accountable for the development and success of the housing sector in Nigeria and Africa in a whole.
I would like to thank the organizers of the Africa Housing Awards, the Housing Development Advocacy Network, for inviting me to deliver a goodwill message at the 5th edition of this annual event. I sincerely believe that the task of developing Africa's housing sector, ensuring increased access to decent and affordable housing, is a collective endeavor. It is a patriotic job that requires the contribution, active participation and monitoring of all stakeholders across the entire housing value chain, from developers, mortgage bankers, development finance institutions, government-owned housing institutions, housing policy leaders, advocacy institutions and groups, and so many others. We are all part of the housing ecosystem, and all that we do in our various spaces and areas of responsibility impact positively or negatively on our collective desire to build a better and functional housing system that works for Africans.
The welcome address of the day was delivered by the chairman of the African International Housing Show, AIHS, Surveyor Suleiman Hassan. He charged the awardees to keep working harder and not relent in giving their best to the success and development towards the housing industry in Nigeria.
I want to welcome you to this year's edition of the African Housing Awards. It's the 5th one in the series. What we simply do is look at the industry, knowing very well how much it impacts on our society, creating wealth, creating houses for the general public, and evaluate the performance of the industry players to see what they have done wrong and what can be done better.
Speaking with these outstanding individuals, they expressed deep satisfaction having been seen as worthy recipients of the Housing Awards.
My award is the best president of professional bodies in Nigeria. I thank my professional body for giving me the platform to to be able to receive this award. I also thank the organizers for acknowledging me. So I'm excited. I'm happy for my profession, for my institution.
This is a great night in which excellence is appreciated. I actually thank Barrister Festus for what he is doing, because he is fighting the cause of Nigerians, fighting the cause of the vulnerable, to make sure that people get the most basic thing that sustains life, that is housing. And only God can reward him.
The category is a Lifetime Achievement Award in construction industry. Elated, and I'm grateful to God that the 45 years I have put in the construction industry is being recognized at this level today. I'm actually thankful to God. I'm thankful to all those who worked with me to make this possible. Thankful to my family, my wife who is standing by me, and all our children, and everyone that supported me in my career, because this is a lifetime award.
Whoever gets this kind of recognition should feel very, very proud of himself and his efforts. And you know, in life, if you have a target and you are serious, you go for it. It's not your business who is marking it. At the end of the day, the result will come out and they will see whether you did well or not. By this award, I think I've done well. I've been in this profession for 40 years. So that's why I think they looked at my precedent, my results of what I've done in the construction industry, and awarded this, which I'm very, very proud of.
Expressing their gratitude to the organizers of the African Housing Awards Industry End of the Year DINA 2023, the awardees sent their best wishes and prayers to the organizers.
My best wishes to the organizers is to, pray for them, that God will give them more courage, and also they should be more resilient. Let them also realize the fact that quite a lot of us appreciate what they are doing. And I want to equally use this opportunity to pledge that come 2024 is going to be a new down altogether. We'll give them maximum support beyond what they are expecting.
I wish them best of luck and growing day by day, especially the coordinator, Barrister Festus Adebayo. He has been a good partner with us, and he has encouraging us to do more. It is encouragement, that's why we are rising more and more.
To add more spice to the awesome night was a cultural display followed by enjoyable jokes by some comedians to unwind and relax the guests. The host and organizer of the 5th edition of African Housing Award and Industry DINA 2023, Barrister Festus Adebayo, thanked all of the dignitaries, stakeholders and awardees from Kenya, Ghana and Liberia for gracing the event.
The African Housing Awards also witnessed the recognition of leading real estate and construction companies who have done notably well in the development of housing for Nigerians. Let's have a look at the winners.
The African Housing Awards and Industry End of Year DINA 2023 has recognized leading real estate and construction companies who have done notably well in the development of housing for Nigerians and Africa. In the real estate category, Hopen Group emerged as the most admired real estate brand in 2023 in recognition of the salient strides of the company all through the year, making it one of the most sought-after companies, followed by Modern Shelter Systems and Services as the most innovative residential developer of the year. In the innovative industry, CDK Integrated Industries Limited was awarded Consumer Choice Awards for Best Porcelain Tiles of the Year, while Sinoma New Material Manufacturing Company was awarded Fiber Cement Board Manufacturer of the Year, amongst others. The awardees shared their delight at the milestone.
We feel honored, and at the same time we feel challenged, to live up to the expectations of the industry. This is not just any other award. This is an award by the best, basically the highest award in our industry. Our peers, recognize what we are doing, and then it's a challenge to keep on doing and be better, because innovation, it never stops. So you have to keep on pushing the frontier. So we wish to congratulate them for a very beautiful event, and we wish them success in the coming years. We believe that this show is going to be even bigger. It's the Oscars of housing in Nigeria, and we have no doubt that in years to come, this will be bigger and better, and we are proud to be associated with the organizers.
AG Mortgage Bank PLC, Best Mortgage Bank of the Year. Who does not like not being recognized? We love being recognized. We've invested our energies, knowledge, skills in running the operations. We're happy that we've been recognized. We were growing at a time most other companies are declining. That speaks a lot for the work we've done.
It's good news. Are you a stakeholder in the built environment, or you are looking for an authentic, credible source for housing and construction news in Africa? You now have an opportunity. Africa International Housing Show has now created a unique opportunity for you by establishing a full-fledged housing television, the first of its kind in Africa. You can now access information on home ownership, rental, building materials, finance, real estate and insurance, among others, all on Housing TV Africa, channel 149 on StarTimes.
Welcome back. You're watching Housing Development. The real estate sector has become lucrative, and it is contributing in its own way to curbing unemployment in Nigeria. There are different levels of people involved in real estate business. At every point, there are always people searching for specific types of property to buy or lease, and whatever they are seeking for is definitely available somewhere. The job of an estate agent is to connect these two groups together for a fee or portion of the fee is popularly called agency fee. This brings us to the question, how much do you think an agent's fee should be? Well, let's feel the pulse of some Nigerians on Voices on the Streets.
Agent fee is supposed to be a certain percentage, but in most cases it is not a percentage. The agent give price, which sometimes is a little bit on the higher side. To me, it should be at least between 1.5 to 2%.
It is very high because sometimes when the landlord handing over the house to them, sometimes they increase the money to them. Maybe like you want to get just a room, not a room self-contained like that, and we ask you to pay 50,000 naira. And if you want to connect with the agent, they'll be asking to be like 60,000. So it is pretty very high. I like because it's not something they have worked for. You understand? They are just trying to, get something out of nothing. So like even 1% it's pretty very okay. And sometimes even though you walked in, not that they will usher you or they will come and show you the house, you will just like walked in and then meet the tenant there. They must direct you to go and meet the agent. When you do not even connect with an agent, and they will still be asking you to bring the agent fee.
Agency fee in Nigeria does not have particular price. Depends who we are dealing with. If somebody asks me now, please, can you get me 3-bedroom flat for sale or for rent? I will get it for him. Normally he's supposed to give me 5%, and the house give me 5%. But people can come on and say, I cannot give you 5%. Can you take 2%? It's negotiable. It is not by fault that somebody must give you 5% or 10%.
For me, I think it's actually on the high side. When you come first, they will ask you to probably bring money for them to go and search for the place. Like they first of all collect some amount of money, some collect 10,000 there. It's not actually the agency fee. This one is actually money for them to go and look for the house for you. Yes, they do that. Then after you must have given them, they call it registration money. Then after you must have given them, when they have found the house for you, they will still add the agency fee in any amount you're going to pay to the landlord when you're paying for the rent. So I think they're actually exploiting people sometimes, but some people are actually sincere, but a whole lot of them, let me just say 90%, are actually exploiting. It depends on the house you're renting. There should be different prices for self-con a flat, depending on whether it's 2-bedroom or 3. And then for a self-contained, I don't think the agency fee should be 2%.
What I see there is that it depends on the location you are renting your house. Like for me, when I was in Jukwe, there the agency fees for me are collecting 5,000. But coming down to Asokoro extension, they are collecting 10,000. But to me, it's very high because sometimes when someone wants to rent a house, the person might not be all that comfortable like that. The money might not be there. So for you now coming to demand of 10,000, 5,000 or 20, because some places up to 20,000. So it's too high. For me, it's too high. Because some places, a house can go for 500,000. If you calculate the 10% of it, you know it's much. Yes. So for that, for me, I would say basically, let it not be based on the percentage of the house. Let it be generally 10,000 or 5,000.
Well, no matter the agency fee for an agreed property, it is advised that agency fee are to be paid only after a deal has been reached and not before. I'll be back in a moment.
We don't have road. And you see, at times, if it is raining, you will see a lot of people will go by the roadside. They'll be throwing dirt on the main road. We also doesn't have toilet. You see a toilet, you will see up to 30 tenants. They are using one. You can't leave your door open, go and buy something. Before you will know, Babambola will enter. By the time you will take them to police station, 1 hour is too much. The police people will release them. In fact, we don't know what is happening.
This is the situation with many citizens in not just Nigeria. Are we ready for this conversation? What is the plight of an average Nigerian citizen in regards to housing? Housing is a fundamental human right, and these issues must be addressed.
Welcome back. The African Housing Awards, in collaboration with Housing Development Advocacy Network, awarded commissioners and ambassadors who have distinguished themselves in the Nigerian housing sector in their various states. Now let's take a look at more awardees who were recognized and celebrated at the event.
I feel honored, I feel happy, and I feel very grateful today for having this award. I wish them very well, and I express my gratitude to them for finding me worthy of this award, and I wish they will sustain the tempo. So it is good for them to continue honoring people who deserve it.
Well, I feel elated, and I'm very happy that this has come to pass. This award is not for me, it's for Mr. Governor, who has given us all the enablement, all the support. Without him, this will not happen. This award is specifically to him, as I see myself collecting this on his behalf.
Having such a prestigious award tonight?
Well, I think that first I give thanks to God for this wonderful opportunity and recognition. But most importantly, I think that I idea bearers of this very event deserves a lot of credit, in the person of Mr. Fesadeb. He's one man that has done a lot in advocating for affordable housing in Nigeria. And therefore, even before I became a diplomat, I've been working with him, I identified with him, I worked with the African International Housing Show to do everything possible to get the attention of government in the provision of affordable housing. And this is a challenge that we have as a leader in Africa. Nigeria is one of the most respected nations in the continent of Africa, and therefore we have no choice than to take the lead in the provision of affordable housing.
We are not only dining and wining together, we have also decided to use the opportunity to ask questions. Who among us have done well in the last 11 months? Who among us have made some innovation in the last 11 months? As we all know, the situation of the economy and the issue of affordable housing have been a serious task, most especially when you look at the costs of naira to dollar, which is seriously affecting the real estate sector. Who among us have been able to be creative, innovative in delivering the affordable housing? What are the innovations that have taken place in the sector? And that is exactly what we are doing here today. We brought in our minister to dine and wine with us, and then use the opportunity to start another agenda for the year 2024.
That is the much I can bring on today. Thanks for watching Housing Development. You can watch today's episode over again and previous episode on the YouTube channel Housing TV Africa. I remain your Housing Diva, Fleur Annie. Merry Christmas in advance.